Hey there YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going on an adventure that will take me over 10,000 feet above sea level, and I'm bringing you all along for the ride. That's what's coming up on Stuff with Stephen. Well, good morning there, YouTube. I am coming to you at 5 a.m. from Mountain Time this go round. Normally I'm over in Central Time, but I told you I had to come on out here to Colorado because we are on an adventure today. Today we're going to be hiking up Barr Trail to Pikes Peak. Now, this is going to be a 13-mile hike with an elevation gain of just under 8,000 feet. It's about 7,800 if I'm remembering correctly. So it is going to be a strenuous hike today. So I've tried to prepare as best I can. I've got all my equipment. I feel like I'm dressed appropriately, know where I'm going. I've done a decent amount of research. So hopefully everything turns out okay, but I'll be bringing you guys along for the ride. And I don't know if you can tell it in my face, but I am so excited. I've been excited about this all week. So my Uber should be here in just a minute, and we're gonna get on over to the trailhead, and I'll come back to you guys then. But thanks for watching, and let's get to it. So flipping around so you can see me a little bit. Got my GoPro on, got all my layers and stuff on, and we can get warmer if needed. But yeah, guess it's really not a whole lot to say other than let's just go ahead and get to it. Alright, so you might see there's a little post over there. Just hit the 1 mile marker. I was being a little optimistic on my mile or my altitude guesses. Currently at about 73, between 73 and 7,400 feet. So yeah, this is gonna be a long one. I'm finding that, pacing myself helps a lot. I naturally walk fast, and that is not the best thing here because we're basically walking upstairs for the better part of 8 to probably 10 hours, because I'm probably gonna try to slow it down here. You'll notice my voice is a little low. That is because I am winded for sure. This is a rough one, y'all. Keeping it out for things like altitude sickness, but I don't think that's gonna really be an issue until I pass 10,000. So we got a ways to go for that. But we hit 1 mile out of somewhere between 12 and 13 miles, so still a long way to go out of this likely 10-hour hike. And it's crazy. That makes it more exciting to me. But the thing that gets me is that it's just so beautiful here. Everywhere you look, it's just so beautiful. So I really like that. right, so if my Google Maps is oriented correctly, I kind of downloaded a bunch of offline maps, and so if my GPS is pointing me in the right direction, I believe the mountain, or the peak that you see right here in the center of this shot with the clouds kind of covering it, I believe that's where we're going. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on the weather. If we see anything that looks dangerous, we may have to turn around. I'm hoping everything works out, we can get up there. So far so good. Temperature is somewhere in the 30s right now. I'm still feeling great temperature wise. Energy wise, not bad. A little winded, but that's to be expected. We are basically working out and also high altitude, but it is just so beautiful. I know I probably said that like 100 times now, but I just can't get over it. The fresh air, the quietness of it all. I'm very glad I made this trip. Even if I don't make it to the top, I am very, very happy about getting out here. So, all right, so let's continue. All right, y'all, there's a sign behind me that says that the summit is 4.3 miles away, and I am not aiming for the summit anymore. The altitude, I think I'm not gonna be able to handle it at that point. Right now, I'm good. And weirdly enough, I've kind of got a second wind. This past mile or so, I've been going longer distances without needing to take a break or take a breath or anything like that. Still not noticing any symptoms of altitude sickness. Like you can probably even hear right now, I just sat down a second ago and I'm not even all that winded. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm happy about it. So I'm trying to push through to tree line, which is roughly 1.5 miles from where I am now. I want to reach that by 3, so I have enough time to get back down the mountain before it gets too dark. So that's the current plan. You can probably see there's some views through the trees right there. That's why I kind of popped down right here so I could look at that for a moment. I'm just here for the views, I told y'all. But in general, everything's going pretty good. The only really problem that I have, and it's not even really that much of a problem, is my shoes are not the right shoes for this. I was not expecting all this snow, y'all. I really wasn't. Like, maybe at the top, yes, but I've been in snow since probably somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 feet of altitude, and we're currently just under 11,000. So most of this hike has been in snow. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and try and knock out this last 1.5 miles, and hopefully I have some super nice views to share with y'all in a bit. But regardless of whether or not I hit tree line or how far I get, we are definitely coming back and trying this thing at some point at a better time of the year, and preparing a little bit better, because I want to hit the summit. Making it this far, I know I can do it. It's just I gotta do a little bit more preparation. But anyway, let me stop wasting energy talking to y'all and get on back to it. This is the moment where I finally decided to call it. After 9 hours, it was time for me to turn around if I wanted to get off the mountain before it got too dark.
I also suspected that the altitude might become an issue if I went too much higher, so at 11,534 feet, I began the descent back to the trailhead. Going down wasn't too bad for the most part, but as you can see here, I did fall a couple of times. For some reason, descending in the snow is a lot slipperier than when I was going up, so I just had to slow it down and take my time.
All right, so I have been booking it down the mountain. Is a lot easier to go down than up. Although I will say going up required more energy, but going down, I feel like I'm more likely to fall, if that makes sense. So I did go ahead and extend my hiking stick. So you want to extend those when you're descending so that you have a little bit more reach, since the ground is going to be lower in front of you. And so it's just less travel for your arms, and it just makes the whole process a little bit easier. So that's been working well. I absolutely love these things. Like, I will never do a hike again where you're doing ascents and descents without these. They are just so awesome. But just left Barr Camp again, came back through there on the way out, got a couple of Gatorades as well as a Barr Camp t-shirt, so I have my proof that I made it all the way up here at least. And one of the things that I noticed as I was leaving earlier, coming down the mountain when I first started, is that I actually ran out of water. So it's actually a very good thing that I decided to turn around. So by the time I got thirsty, it was about a mile in, and I just happened to pull up to Barr Camp and was able to get this. So that was super, super convenient. And right now I came across this bench, so I just shot a couple of clips. It has a really nice view of the mountains, just kind of spending a few minutes here catching my breath and getting ready to knock out this last bit of the journey. It'll be about 6 miles. Overall, not a bad day. Like, I'm flying back to Dallas tomorrow. I might try and get out and see a few things before I do, but just in general, if I do nothing else, Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs, Pikes Peak or Barr Trail, like everything, it really delivered. And I will definitely be back, because I am going to hit that summit. I promise you that I'm going to hit that summit. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but I will be back.
I continued on down the mountain, stopping to take in views along the way, and even climbed a small rock formation to take a few pictures. I didn't make it down before it got pitch black, but thankfully I had my headlamp with me, so it wasn't a problem. At the end of the day, I covered 20 miles and burned over 4,000 calories in the 17 hours I spent on the mountain. This was a really fun experience, and I look forward to going back, at which point I may have a sequel to this video for my second attempt to reach the peak. Only time will tell, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.